The pregame show is presented by AT&T. Tonight from Talon Energy Stadium in Chester, Pennsylvania, the USA gets ready to take on Japan in the SheBelieves Cup. Welcome everyone to our coverage here on FS1 alongside Ali Wagner. I'm JP Della Camera. What are you expecting tonight? Game one for the USA.
Well, with the consistency in the lineup, JP, with the starters and the roster, I think this is a squad that Jill Ellis is really looking to sharpen things up as they head to the World Cup 100 days out. Specifically, I'm looking at whether they can be more compact defensively. I thought against France, they were way too loose. And if they do that tonight against Japan and they can't body them up, throw tackles, they're going to suffer. Offensively, I think it's going to be about still dictating to Japan when they have the ball, because they're going to have majority of the possession and looking to hit them on the break and transition. We know the U.S. loves the vertical game, and I think that's an area they're going to focus on.
Moments ago, Alex Curry caught up with USA head coach Jill Ellis.
Coach, with the World Cup just 100 days away, what's the most important thing to get out of this tournament?
Yeah, I mean, I think also, first and foremost, it's a chance to play 3 world-class teams. You know, it's an opportunity for us to get valuable minutes for our core group on the pitch together. And then, you know, I think the final thing is, and that's why we put on these tournaments, is to be in a tournament format, you know, manage travel, recovery, minutes, you know, points, all those types of things. We want to, you know, have this be a dress rehearsal in a sense. So these things are very important for us.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Starting lineups presented by Volkswagen.
With Sauerbrunn not fully fit, Davidson will slide into that center back position, and it's a big test tonight for her and Dahlkemper. Both of them are going to be responsible for squeezing this team and keeping the defense compact. In front, with Lavelle sliding into that left side for Haran. Curious to see if she has to pick up the ball lower and whether or not she can get in more advanced positions and release Rapinoe, Morgan, and Heath, all of whom are looking for their first goal of this calendar year.
And for Japan, they'll present a different lineup than we saw the last year in Tournament of Nations.
And it's a mix of youth and experience. The experience comes in that back with Yamane. She's the most experienced goalkeeper, 23 caps. Communication between her and Kumagai will be interesting because Yamane hasn't been in for a year. In front of them with Sugita Matsubara, not experienced. 1 cap between the two of them. And they're the ones that have to really set free Hasegawa and Nakajima, the playmakers.
The USA and Japan met in each of the last 2 Women's World Cups. They start play tonight on a very cold night in Chester, Pennsylvania with the SheBelieves Cup on FS1. Come back with us. A cold, windy night here at Talon Energy Stadium in Chester, Pennsylvania. How cold is it, Ali? Well, Japan starters put their big coats on right after the national anthem.
I don't know. What does that say about their mentality? You didn't see the U.S. players doing it.
It was only for a few minutes, but they did it. They're in white tonight. USA will be in blue. We're moments away from the SheBelieves Cup first game for the USA. Underway now. First of 3 games in 7 nights with travel. Big test for these nations. Right sideline, that's Pugh. 11 in blue. Right sideline, it's Tobin Heath. Leading it, Valerie Pugh. Running it to the end line. Try to cut it, but it's clear. U.S. will get it back. Kelly O'Hara, first game back since ankle surgery last fall. Good to see her back in the starting 11 and right back.
And interestingly enough, Davidson is stepping in midfield when they're building out.
Offside flag up on Alex Morgan. Played back to goal. Yamane, 6-2 in goal. Plays in Spain for Betis. Kumagai. Japan's captain at back four, pretty steady. We've seen them for several years now. Left side.
Some flexibility though with Samashima. Sometimes she's on the left back spot, sometimes she's in center back tonight in that center back role, with Ariyoshi filling in the left back.
Ariyoshi will put it back into play. Samashima. Kumagai is to her right. She'll go the opposite way. Shimizu. U.S. getting it back. Almost picked off. It'll fall instead at Tobin Heath. Right side. Heath in the box, looking to cross it, pulling it back. O'Hara calls for it. Heath 1v1 at the moment. Tobin plays for the Portland Thorns in NWSL, plays it toward goal, hit side netting, goal kick for Japan.
It's been a sharp start for the U.S. They've been on the front foot. It's that quick change of point that's released Tobin Heath on this near side. Most of the attack filtering down the right already.
Yamane was on this 2015 Women's World Cup team for Japan. She was not the starter, though. She's number one, at least, during the SheBelieves Cup. The other goalkeepers, no real experience. Yokoyama's pass ahead. The U.S. will get it back to the feet of Alyssa Nair. Pressure on her. Ryoshi fouling Heath.
The clearance sent long. Tobin Heath smartly just posts up there, and Ariyoshi goes over the top.
Let's go downstairs and hear from Alex Curry about the USA's mentality.
Yeah, I spoke to Julie Ertz about the team's mentality heading into this tournament, and she said before this year started, they were still putting everything together tactically. But now this tournament is big and important for the mental piece of the game. They are coming into these games saying we know who we are, we know what we're doing tactically, and we know our roles. Now it's the mentality of let's set the pace and the mode of who this team is and what we can be moving forward.
Lavelle is back on the ball. Part of that U.S. mentality, a little bit more focus on defense. We'll talk more about that throughout the telecast. Defending as a unit. Heath. Right side again, cutting it back. Peel got pushed. That push was enough to knock her off course, and the shot was not that strong on goal.
And it's Tobin Heath. You can see she's 1v3 there, so she opts to play the cutback ball, doesn't drive end line, and that's a little slip ball that's going to be on today for the U.S. It's a little late ghosted run in by Pugh, and she just tries to toe poke it. Yamane, as tall as she is, she's quick to the ground there.
That ball deflected out, belongs to Japan. U.S. wants to be more aggressive on the ball because they know how much Japan likes to possess the ball, and they want to disrupt them. Otherwise, they're chasing Japan all over the field. The battle for the ball. Lavelle was going for it. Pushed to the right. Heath again. Very active so far. The start from Tobin. Knocked out. Good to see her back healthy. She battled through injury last year. Was very good second half of the year in NWSL and also with the national team.
Both her and Rapinoe in those wing spaces, but to your point.
You gotta hold it. Here's Lavelle, across, skimmed off the bar, loose in the box. U.S. looking for a crack at goal. Instead, it's Japan pushing it wide. Asagawa, bad ball back. Morgan picked it. Comes back into the box, and Japan will control it. Ariyoshi's pass. Kumagai. Shimizu. Matsubara. The two holding midfielders for Japan have a combined 1 cap coming into this game. So that's part of the youth that we're seeing as they try to transition. They went through a long cycle, a 10-year period, using a lot of the same players. Now they're transitioning.
And that youth is going to be tested tonight because the U.S. is starting off in their press incredibly well.
Dunn got it wide. It's on Rapinoe's side. Japan broke it up and then lost it back for Dunn. Ertz. The U.S. playing tonight without the injured Lindsey Horan. That's a big loss. But it's the next player up, as Julie Ertz told us yesterday. Into the middle it comes. It was knocked away. Sugita had that chance. Ariyoshi on this left side. The left back moving it ahead. Back towards Sugita. Instead it's Morgan. Leads it for Rapinoe. Step behind the defense. Rapinoe in the box. Broken up at the last moment. Ariyoshi's on it. Terrific ball to spring Rapinoe.
She was already moving because she was looking to close the space down defensively, so she was already in a transition moment.
That's what Rose Lavelle was telling us yesterday. Defend to attack. As soon as they won that ball. Next thought, get forward. Ertz. Flag staying down. Heat. Covering. Knocked away. Good start to this, tempo-wise, for the U.S.
And a lot of loose passes from Japan that I'm not accustomed to seeing. The sharpness has been thrown off.
Lavelle. Done. Morgan into the box. Offside flag up.
And this is a look at that run by Tobin Heath along the back line. The ball laid in by Julie Ertz in stride, and then it's the look for that cutback ball. And it, Hughes, she doesn't connect on it. And this is the transition moment for Megan Rapinoe, who sprung in behind. It was a loose pass from Japan. They pick up on it. It's actually a good recovery ultimately by the Japanese defender. But it's that pressure from the U.S. right now that's bringing them in the attack.
Lavelle will play it back. Davidson knocked away. Japan getting it back and pushing it forward. Yokoyama out wide on the right. Dunn was able to stop that. Kumagai's pass over the top. That's a good ball. Japan will cut it across, and it's going to lead to a corner kick.
That's more the pattern movement you're accustomed to seeing from Japan. That's the outside back. Shimizu getting forward and in behind. Those are the questions that they'll ask of you with your positioning. Good recovery at that near post by Davidson.
Yokoyama will take this corner. 27-year-old plays for AC Nagano. She'll drive it to the middle. Headed away once. Kasagawa kept it alive. Short ball in. Japan breaks into the box. This shot taken off the top of the bar. Japan still with it. Well, this is as threatening as they have been at the start of the night. The game was tilted towards the U.S., but now Japan had some good looks.
And you would think that they would settle into the match and grow into this game with the youth that is out there.
Sagawa's pass. And that's going to trickle over the sideline for a throw.
It's a little overload on that far side. Runner gets in behind Crystal Dunn, and then the hesitation right there, whether she was going to play the cutback ball or not. She opts to go alone, pings it off the crossbar. I think the better decision was to cut that back, though. It was Kumagai who was in there. And it's Yokoyama who's driving here, who got in behind Crystal Dunn. And it is that near post run. It is covered by Julie Ertz, but there's enough space there that she can play a little cutback ball. We get a redirection right on frame.
Throwing for O'Hara. Broken up by Ertz. Samashima Ertz again, right side, off. Tobin Heath. Today's telecast is sponsored by AT&T. Scoreless here, 13th minute. SheBelieves Cup, USA and Japan. Ariyoshi.
And you can see, JP, when Japan becomes dangerous, they're moving the ball so quickly, the U.S. can't throw a tackle. That is one of the things that Takakura talked about. They learned from the Tournament of Nations when they lost the U.S. 4-2. They couldn't solve it individually. It's going to be a collective movement that is going to open up their opponent.
Kobayashi was broken up. Japan will get it back. Japan getting a little bit more of the ball last few minutes. We try to win it back. Dispossessed. Japan got back defensively with numbers. They push forward. Yokoyama. Hasegawa was to the left. It's played into the middle instead, but Japan will get it back. Matsubara. Broken up. Oh, that's an easy foul. Could have been a card, too. Probably should have been, but
smart foul.
It was not. Rapinoe. Trying to play it into space to the feet of the speedy Crystal Dunn, but it was too far. And it's back to Yamane. Anything stand out to you, Ali, in the first 13+ minutes?
The line of confrontation initially starts pretty high for the U.S., but you can see they're backing off, and look at how condensed their lines are. We can see it from up here. Vertically, not a ton of space for Japan.
Kumagai. Ariyoshi. Yokoyama left it. Hasegawa. Into that crowded middle. Found some separation and now finds an open player to the right. Runners in the box for Japan. Well, they had Kobayashi open. This one's blocked, cleared by Tuna Davidson, out of play. A Japan throw-in coming up from the far sideline. Davidson will play this year in the NWSL, the Chicago Red Stars, #1 pick in the last collegiate draft. Ball out, USA's ball. US taking their time with this throw-in from Dunn. For Rapinoe. Kobayashi was after it. That just cleared to safety by Davidson. Japan with the throw-in. Kojima battles on that far side. Will recover. Kobayashi. Goal kick for Alisson.
This is almost a win for Japan if they can get this ball back across the face of Ertz, because they're dragging her out of that center mid spot. Now it's about playing against her.
We asked Julie Ertz yesterday if anything changes for her with Lindsey Horan out, and she said, really nothing does. The next player steps up into that spot. They will miss her aerial presence, she told us, though.
I think she can help in that category.
Julie Ertz, yeah. Especially on the set pieces, right? Rapinoe. Nice move to get herself free. Cutting it back. Maybe too far back, but Heath recovers. Nice cut. Heath. Lets it go too high. It was a nice move to free herself up for that shot. Goal kick for Yamane. She just recently joined the team from her Club team Benta. She's the only Japanese player on her team, one of 5 that plays in the first division, and she told us the toughest part of her job, communication, because she doesn't speak Spanish.
I can imagine that would be challenging.
For a goalkeeper, yeah.
And it's going to be a challenge tonight because she hasn't been with the squad for over a year.
From in front of the benches, throw in for Kelly O'Hara in the U.S. Scoreless in the 18th minute. First game was England 2-1 over Brazil. Brazil actually had the lead in that game. England came back with the next 2 goals. Winner by Mead in the 76th minute. O'Hara, Dahlkemper. A little bit of pressure now from Japan. U.S. will solve it with the ball to Ertz. Morgan tackled away. Hasegawa. Sugita. Davidson stepping up. It's a good ball for Heath. Others in blue will join in the attack for the U.S. He sees the overlap. Goes back the other way. It was Pugh making that run. Ertz switching for Dunn. Rapinoe. Almost lost it, but it goes to Dunn. Ertz. All the way to the right. Hugh. Morgan. Tobin Heath. Looking for Morgan. Just off. And it's going to go out of play.
It's really good movement there by the U.S. Tobin Heath dragged 2 defenders with her wide, and that opened up the channel for Alex Morgan centrally. How many touches Alex Morgan's had today compared to the France match?
They couldn't find her.
No, they could not.
Dunn. Davidson. Abby Dahlkemper. North Carolina Courage. Defending champions of the NWSL. Sugita for Japan. Shimizu. Flicked forward. Right back to Nair. Kelly O'Hara tries the long ball. The look was for Morgan. Right back by Ariyoshi. For the goalkeeper Yamane. Sugita. Japan looking for room up that middle. Yokoyama. Lead ball ahead. It's a good run. And a good run back by Dunn. Japan back with it. Ariyoshi. Pushed back by Sugita. Kumagai. Right back Shimizu. High upfield. She was looking inside for Kobayashi. Knocked out. Japan will have a corner.
I'm impressed with number 9, Sugita. The player only has 1 cap in the center of mid for Japan. That was her ball, the slicing ball that just broke open the lines earlier, and then she's the one that was able to change it for Japan in this last attack.
Yokoyama with another corner. Kumagai among the targets going forward. Loose in the box. U.S. trying to clear it out. It went sideways instead of forwards. So Japan throw it. 22nd minute. 0s on the scoreboard. Talent Energy Stadium. Chester, Pennsylvania. Home of Major League Soccer's Philadelphia Union, who open up their season Saturday against Toronto. Offside flag was up. USA will put it back into play. Melissa Nair now has established herself as the #1 goalkeeper for the U.S. She's been getting a majority of the reps. 15 of the 20 games played last year were started by Nea. Mallory Pugh. Heath. O'Hara. Japan putting pressure on the ball. Mallory Pugh. That's deflected out. USA will have a throw in.
Alex Morgan is, I'm just watching her, feasting my eyes on her movement. She's constantly looking to threaten in behind. Even if it's not that first player on the ball, she's the one that's looking to run the channel, occupy those two center backs.
Coming back to O'Hara. Dahlkemper. It's going to be an interesting battle for the two starting center back positions at the World Cup. You've got Dahlkemper, you've got Davidson, you've also got Becky Sauerbrunn. Dressed for the game tonight, has been dealing with a minor knee irritation. Tobin Heath. This is what she does so well. Beating Ariyoshi. End-line ball in front. Goal. U.S. leads. Pina was in a great spot, but all that work done by Tobin Heath.
And even go back further to Julie Ertz in the positioning, but in front of their back line, excuse me, their attacking line. She's the one who sprays it and gets it wide, and then Tobin Heath just runs at that defender, gets end line, and then it's that cutback ball. You've got three runners all converging on the top of the six. Another runner about 8-10 yards out. They're occupying their defenders, and it's just a little movement at the end to get some separation and slide that in. Really well-constructed attack from the U.S., but I have to go back to Julie Ertz being the one to really open things up. Getting the ball off that back line, and then you see these runs in the box. Once Tobin Heath is going at her player 1v1.
Rapinoe scoring that goal. 24th minute of 42nd international goal. Tobin Heath with the assist. Rapinoe scored the first U.S. goal last year in the SheBelieves Cup against Germany. Coming back the other way. Defending is Dahlkemper. So let's see how that opens things up here for the U.S. And what Japan does now that they trail.
Well, the U.S. had been looking direct time and time again, and that was one of the few times they're able to find Julie Ertz sitting behind that defensive two of Japan. A little bit of space in there.
Ariyoshi's pass. Entire ball, apparently not out initially anyway. They overruled that.
And here it is, JP. Look at that space that she's in the half space, wide open, takes one touch, and it's the quick release too to Pugh, who then does her defender, and now Tobin, who had pulled wide on the touchline, gets up and running at that defender, backs her off into the 18 towards that 6 yard, and then you've got these runs in the box. That is brilliant.
Morgan for Megan Rapinoe. Hurts. Done. U.S. leading 1-0 now over Japan. As Dunn tries to go to the end line. Knocked out. It's going to be a corner for the U.S. And Julie Ertz will be among the targets going forward. Corner from Megan Rapinoe. Yamane has help at the near post, and Yamane got that away on her own. 2 fists on the ball. Throw in for the U.S.
Historically, that goalkeeper position for Japan has been a problem area. Yamashita's had a lot of struggles, typically the starting goalkeeper for them, coming off her line. Very indecisive. Yamane strong there on that first look, if you will.
Dahlkemper for the U.S. You do see some U.S. players warming up at the sideline. That might be just to stay warm and stay loose. You are allowed up to 6 subs, but Jill Ellis has said She's got to be very careful with the subs. She's not giving minutes just to give minutes away. But 3 games in 7 nights. Have to manage the tournament. Swept away by Japan. A U.S. throw-in. Heath got it in quickly to O'Hara. Tobin to the right. That time they wouldn't let her get to the end line. Angled her off with 2 players. Lavelle gave that ball away. Japan will return it.
I'm surprised at the lack of cohesion you're seeing out of this Japanese side. And interestingly enough, they're not holding the ball long enough like they usually do to allow those outside backs to get forward. Usually their wing mids pinch in and they rotate their outside backs. You're not seeing that. They're concerned about the threat of Rapinoe and Heath in the transition game. They're having to stay back.
Heath with the assist on the Megan Rapinoe goal. Only goal of the game thus far. O'Hara getting it back from Heath. It's dangerous, but the U.S. gets away with it. Back for Davidson. Crystal Dunn. Forced back. Davidson. Dahlkemper lets it go for O'Hara. And backs off a bit on their pressure. Long ball from Dahlkemper. Headed down by Morgan. Pugh tried to get to it, was late. Morgan from Heath. Here's Mal Pugh. Pugh to the outside. It's deflected in. Yamane quick off her line to cover it. Good opportunity tonight for Mallory Pugh to get some playing time with Lindsey Horan out with an injury.
Yeah, and she just hasn't returned to the form that we saw pre-injury. Curious to see how she does in this center mid position. Getting her, like Crystal Dunn with Jill Ellis, wanted to see her running at the back line when she played in that role.
Morgan knocked it away to Rapinoe. Shot taken, was wide.
Again, just uncharacteristic turnovers from Japan, trying to play out of the back. You can see what they're doing, trying to beat that first line, but Morgan feasts on it. Now she's making the vertical run, draws the defender with her, creates that space for Rapinoe to get the shot off, but that one goes awry.
Yamane. Samashima. Heath is on her. Yamane clips it ahead. On the chase. It was Nakajima, couldn't get it. Samashima intercepted. Pugh. Off the Heath touch. Last touched. Well, I thought it was by Japan, but no. It's going to be a Japan throw-in.
Really thought that the U.S. was going to come in and sit in a lower line of confrontation, but they've been pressing higher up on the pitch. Perhaps sensing that this Japanese side is a little unnerved. Continuing to put that pressure on them, forcing turnovers deep in their area.
Ariyoshi's pass. Samashima pressured by Morgan. Yama left it off. Kumagai. Sugita. That was in a pretty good rhythm. Then the U.S. scored. They've not been able to get back to that rhythm, keeping the ball. Yama into that middle against the sea of blue. Release to Ariyoshi. U.S. up on a Rapinoe goal. 1-0 lead. Samashima knocked out by Heath. Throw-in Japan. Nakajima. Sugita. Samashima. 32nd minute. Kumagai for Shimizu. In the middle it goes. Coming She couldn't bring it down. Yokoyama, and it's covered by Alyssa Nair.
This is incredibly fortunate for the U.S. that Yokoyama whiffs on it because she got in between the two center backs. That ball didn't have a lot of pace on it to turn it on goal.
Pushed back by Lavelle for Davidson. That was another dangerous ball. And it's picked off. Nakajima. Blocked by Ernst, followed up, and blasted wide of Alyssa Nair. Alex Curry has a good view from between the benches. Alex, what are you seeing? What are you hearing?
The message from U.S. head coach Jill Ellis here on the sideline throughout this first half when they're on the attack has been to find the space and support each other, JP.
Easier said than done, Ellie.
You know, it's one of those things that they're looking direct to play Alex Morgan in behind more often than not, and I do think she's right that occasionally the center mids are just sitting in front of their midfield line and not looking to slip in behind it. They can break lines with central passes in the interior if the positioning is right.
Heath. Again, that good 1v1 skill. Now it's 1 against 2. Back for O'Hara. Pass blocked. And who touched it last? It's a foul as well.
And as far as the support goes, she has to be referring to picking up that second ball. There's been times when just a little touch goes askew, and it's that next player they want just picking it up. So you're trailing each other, running off of each other, getting into those little support angles.
Tobin Heath has seen a lot of the ball this opening half. The assist on the Rapinoe goal. Here's Pugh. Back for Heath, bringing it now into the middle. Davidson dropping it back. Oh, that was Lavelle dropping it back. O'Hara. Dahlkemper. Now for Davidson. Japan picking up a little bit in their pressure. Yokoyama after it. Then Kobayashi. O'Hara. U.S. trying to solve it with the long ball. Ariyoshi picks it up. Pugh is right on her. Ariyoshi forcing it back. The guy was able to clear it. But it's picked off. Ernst. O'Hara. 35th minute. U.S. leads on a Rapinoe goal. Slipped through to Morgan. 5 in the attack for the U.S. in blue. Morgan. Ernst. Heavier touch there. Didn't have much to cut it back. Yamani makes the play.
And the defender had slipped initially, and that set up some space for Alex Morgan to run at the back line. They're retreating off. They absorb incredibly well. And that's where Ariyoshi can go stride for stride with Ernst. Forces that heavy touch. Excuse me, Samashima.
Samashima will play it for Kumagai. Shimizu. Flip it out, throw in for Japan. Asagawa. Now instead Shimizu will take it. U.S. won it. Here they come. 4 in the attack. Lavelle wide for Rapinoe. Heath settling. It's deflected away. Lavelle. Good foot skills there to keep it moving. Ernst. Big step there. Good recovery by Ernst. Looked like she was going to be dispossessed. O'Hara. Floats one in. It bounces toward Rapinoe. Knocked out for a corner.
This is such a good ball by Kelly O'Hara. Drives that one, actually fades it into that back post. You've got the 2 runners and Alex Morgan occupying her defender, and Rapinoe, who's late to it there. Good cover by Shimizu.
Pino's in swinger near post. Yamane got there again. Another corner. Pino again, Ertz a target, among others. Pino went low and short. Ertz went down. Upfield, Japan on the break. That was a desperate ball. No patience there for Japan. They didn't have numbers forward.
No, and they don't necessarily have the pace to go stride for stride and get behind.
Alex Morgan. She draws the foul. Bit of a late whistle. We're going to see a card too. We are. Kumagai was just presented with the yellow.
This looked to be the right call at first glance. The touch by Alex Morgan to try to go by Kumagai, and then Kumagai blocks her right there in the path.
This free kick about 24 yards away from goal. But Pino will take it.
A tantalizing distance for her.
All is set, 10 yards back. The referee, Melissa Mojas from Honduras. Pino could have a crack at goal from there. She'll put it up over the wall, and Yamane, did she get a touch? She did. It's a corner.
The wily vet opts to go near post here, gets it up over that wall, and then it's dipping, failing away from Yamane. It does look like she gets a little glove to it.
Pino one more time. She has the game's only goal. Keith with the assist, 24th minute. Nearing the end of the opening half. This is played differently. Out back for Dahlkemper. Long strike, wide. Goal kick for Yamane.
And it's not a bad look for the U.S. because Japan had all 11 players within the 18-yard box. And Dahlkemper has the ability to strike from distance. And it's a good wrinkle, but often against this Japanese side, you want to put that in the 18 direct because they're not the best in the air.
Free kick here for the U.S. Coming up at halftime, sponsored by AT&T. We'll have all your first half highlights and analysis of the USA versus Japan. 100 days away from the Women's World Cup. First game, France versus South Korea, June 7th. And then Nakajima lost it. Fight to win it back. It's out for a U.S. throw-in. Goodell got it in quickly to her Washington Spirit teammate, Mal Pugh, but it's cut off by Sugita. Nakajima. Goodell was right there with her. It's a Japan throw-in. 41st minute. Japan down, trailing the U.S. by a single goal. Samashima. Adiyoshi. Nakajima. Kobayashi. Now Japan get numbers forward. Pushed out wide. Sagawa for Sugita. Sagawa. Kobayashi. Shimizu. Sugita. The U.S. finally gets a touch of the ball. It was off Ertz. Japan collects. It stays in play. Kobayashi Yoshi's ball is cut off. Dalkemper. Knocked out. Japan throw-in. Closing minutes of this opening half. Sugita. Kobayashi. Tsubata. Kept it low. Blocked. It was Yokoyama trying to get to that ball. Pushed wide by Rapinoe. Kelly O'Hara.
Well solved by Rapinoe. Usually Japan is so good at that immediate defensive pressure. The U.S. typically has struggled to solve it initially, and they're not tonight. It's been impressive. The first touch of Rapinoe takes away from pressure, finds space, finds a teammate that has more space than she does.
Davidson. Rapinoe deep. All the way across O'Hara. Dalkemper, Davidson. Ertz was helping out. Davidson, soft touch back for Lissonaire. They'll be playing together with the Chicago Red Stars this summer when they're not busy at the Women's World Cup.
And that's one of those instances, JP, where I'm watching thinking they're trying to draw Japan towards them so then they can play through them and expose the space, and then they opt to just play long. That's one of those times the U.S. can be a bit better.
That's Morgan. She did well to end up with that ball. Lavelle. Double block, cleared away. Clearance by Samashima. Crystal Dunn. The look was for Pugh. Brought down. Off Lavelle. Morgan. Got into the box, and right at the edge of the box was dispossessed. Ariyoshi. Final minute. Opening half. U.S. leads Japan 1-0. Sugita. Shimizu. Yokoyama was well defended by Davidson. Davidson. Dalkemper. Kobayashi, when she goes to make immediate pressure, she looks to see if anyone else is following her, and no one is.
Well, they're just unsure of where they're going to pick off their possession from the U.S.
Pugh on the run. Options right and left. Heavy ball, but Heath will catch up to it. Near the corner flag. Tobin will slow it down. Rapinoe now popping up on this same side as Heath. Overloading this right. Clipped in towards Rapinoe. Cleared by Japan. That was the last kick of the first half. So, 45 minutes in the books. Megan Rapinoe with the game's only goal. It came in the 24th minute. Tobin Heath with the assist. Come back with us. Plenty more to come your way at the She Believes Cup.